through the storm's waves. We are warriors.
Welcome back, travelers, to the Tales of TerraVale. We are but your humble guides to the lands and legends that is the world of TerraVale. A group of adventurers, family, and friends, we explore and interact according to the rules of Pathfinder's 2nd edition role-playing game. So join us as we voyage through the Emerald Gulf, where the misty waves whisper ancient secrets and the winds carry songs of the long-forgotten. Here, there be pirates that prowl northern shores, enchanters that weave spells as old as the deep, and every port holds the promise of new mysteries. So chart your course with us, raise the sails, and let the dice fall where they may, for this is the Shadowmar Saga.
Before bed, Grits, how about that drink?
All right, now I can get some.
I don't want anything too strong. Just something, just a quick, one more toast.
Yes, let's go grab something. Look at Regina.
Oh yes,
She looks like she needs one.
it's a good idea. It's a good idea. And you know what? Nylene looked pretty upset last time I saw her. I'll ask if.
You're getting an island. I'll get the drinks.
I'm gonna ask if she wants to join us, and maybe I'll ask to use her bathroom, because I'm still covered in ectoplasmic goo.
That's true.
So I guess we all disperse.
Yeah, everyone disperses. You go and knock on Nyland's door.
Nylene, if you care to join us, we're going to have a bit of a drink. But I understand if you want to be alone.
So I'll open the door.
Oh, are you holding a knife?
Are you all done dragging my father's name through the soil?
When did I ever drag your mother's name through the soil?
I believe everyone has.
Look, we're going to have a drink. If you want to join us, you're very welcome. It's been a rough day for all of us.
Okay.
Regina, we're gonna get some drinks. Do you want to drink here, or should we go to the galley?
Go ahead, honey. You have a good time. I'm busy down here. Thank you, though.
You don't want anything?
No, it's okay, honey. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll leave you alone. He comes out, grabs Kilo and Regina as they're coming out. Amaya starts walking down the stairs, and she's like shaking her foot. It's like,
Mine.
No.
for the goo. It's kind of like when cats get a sticker on their feet.
Amaya and Sparrow. Bad girl. You need a bath right now.
She's got like a paw. I'm covered in it. I feel like I'm blue. Am I blue?
Well, you have seen better days.
That metallic taste you get when you're like,
it's like pennies.
Like pennies. That's what you look. You look like the metallic taste. You look like you taste like.
I look like I taste like pennies. Makes sense. I get it.
So you yell at Maya, but she just kind of like turns around and like, runs back up deck, away from you.
Oh, the cat.
You make it to the galley, and Jasper's there. What are you doing here? I'm not serving breakfast for a couple hours yet.
Jasper, you didn't know Kale. We just want to give him a moment. Just a bit of a toast. We did it upstairs, but I feel like something a little more private with his closer friends was appropriate.
All right. I can understand this. I'll get you good drink. Good drink.
I see. Chris, I thought you were going to know, but that's good too.
Right, I mean, I haven't worked a lot. I mean, this guy barely works.
Is he still super buff? I just imagine he's like with like little legs though. Like he skips legs there.
You walk around like this. See how he does. All right. Pull some cups out. makes a little bit of a drink mixture here. There you go. This is what we drink for our fallen comrades in my homeland.
Well then, to Kale.
To Kale.
Many memories with him, and we'll miss him.
To Kale.
To Kale.
To Kale. And she pours it on the floor. That's what they do in her.
Oh, gotcha.
So she pours it on
For her
the
homies.
floor.
These elves are very strange people.
Do you know I once called Kale Gale for an entire day?
You would do something like
I
that.
did do that. I did.
Poor
And you did it with a
Kale.
smile.
He had such a hard time with casting spells.
He did.
They always seem to just miss.
He was a kind wizard, although he did need to work on his acrobatics.
What did he... Why?
Oh, he was quite clumsy when he tried to escape the chains.
Oh, that's right. I wasn't there to see that.
No, but I was.
Very nice. Ah, what a great guy. Great guy. We'll miss him.
He did impersonate that Dark Eyes fellow very well.
Did he? Oh, yes, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. That was good. That was a good time. Good.
Ah, Kale.
He always wore that hood.
Well, only the most amazing times, though.
Yes.
Yeah, when things got really tough,
Then
popped it up.
the hood came out.
Yes, it was good. It was as if he becomes a different person. It's like the next level of Kale. He was Kale, then he was Kale.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe it helped him to use his brain more.
Well, I think his brain always worked well. I think sometimes, like when you're trying to do difficult things, it's just like a roll of the dice, Some things just don't go the way you plan.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's a good saying, right?
I've never thought of it
I've
that
heard
way.
that so many times in my life, but now, it just feels like that sometimes.
What if-
It feels that way.
What if life is just a toss of the dice?
Toss of the dice!
And it just falls where it will.
You never know if you're gonna live or die. Anyway. The game. I imagine we just do that for a
Yeah,
while
we
and we just have memories.
All right.
You.
So you sleep for a little bit. The sun has, by the time you two wake up, the sun has risen. It's still morning. It's before noon, but the sun is up, and you hear that there are crew working. You hear banging as floorboards and the deck are being repaired. And you look around, Kilo. You notice that in the private quarters, where you went to sleep, that Regina's not there. And you probably realize that she never came up.
Well, the opening is
Is
in
it-
the private quarters.
Yep.
So I'd like to. Can I just lean my head down in, and just kind of look around?
Yeah.
Regina,
Yes, honey.
I thought I'd scare you with that one. Have you been awake all night?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I want to ask you if you found anything. But before I ask you that, can I get you something? Anything? Can I get you something?
I'm fine.
I have this brown potion that I drink in the mornings. I add a lot of sugar to it. And it really wakes me up. I got it from a foreigner. Look, it tastes like trash, but it wakes you up. So would you like to try some?
Trash juice.
Thank you, honey. But I'm fine. Thank you.
All right. Did you find anything out?
Working on it.
All right. Well, how about it then? Pop my head back out.
Let's do some checks. What did you research? What are you looking for?
I mean, so immediately she hits a brick wall on what this thing is. So then she just backgrounds everything. Why this thing would be significant to the drowned lady. Why the drowned lady would be significant to Kale. Or what the overlap is between the Fey Mori and the drowned lady. Also, if she gets to a point at any point in the night where she feels like she's hitting a dead end, she's going to keep looking down here to see if there could be anything else that could be considered a darkness. In case this isn't exactly it, say at least
Do
something.
you ever go to the device and check anything?
No, yeah,
Spells?
100%.
Okay.
Like you're talking about the
Do you
lantern?
touch it?
The lantern?
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what information she gets before. She's not just gonna go right to touching it, right? She's gonna look at it. She's gonna probe it. She's gonna do like tests and stuff like that. She's got her journeyman's guide out. It's like all fluffed and open. The pages are like floating and swapping in and out and everything like that.
Yeah. You're talking to Richard while you're doing this.
Yeah.
Now it's almost at this point, Richard and you and the tome have this relationship. No, have this thing going on where you talk to Richard and Richard's turning the pages and finding this thing and just floating and all. You know, you're talking to him and he's coming back and come out. You can go back. He has magic.
Yeah.
It's
So
sad magic.
the tome is lifting with a faint glow around it, and the pages are turning itself. But it's really Richard manipulating through any sort of magic he can lift. He extends from the amulet.
So like, I took a level on Magus at one point, which gives me like the ability to use spells. So like flavor wise, Richard is the one that's using the magic and not using it. So like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So like he's like lifting up the tome. Like,
Do you have any spells that you want to use that in this preparation?
she doesn't have anything really that could mean anything. She has light and me chance.
Okay, so let's see Drowned Lady first. So let's do a research on the Drowned Lady and see what you come up with.
26.
Okay, so you did some research on the Drowned Lady, and you find this article, this writing, all about the different sorts of entities and spirits that communicate with mortals in order to manipulate within the world, and one of those being the Drowned Lady, this spirit that guides and guards the depths of the sea, that protects the sea. It's what you find out is that she wants to protect the ocean from corruption, and especially the depths of the ocean. And when the drowned fall into her depths, she will ferry them to the appropriate place. But most of the time, she is there all about conservation of the depths of the sea. And for her, you find that darkness means that any sort of magic that's not supposed to be there. So you get the impression that it's not necessarily good versus evil, but it's just what's appropriate and what she despises.
Okay. So darkness to her might not mean the same thing as just traditional darkness. It could just mean something that doesn't belong and that she wants to keep out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't belong in her sea, in her area.
Okay, so that makes Regina more willing to interact with this object.
Okay.
But she doesn't want to start just fiddling around with it.
Poking at it.
Like poking on it and stuff. Okay, she wants to read more to see if there's any mention of a lantern in any of Dark Eyes', like any lantern of any kind, or anything about guiding, or anything about leading somebody, or anything about being led, that kind of thing. Something that like a lantern can represent in Dark Eyes' journals, or anything to do with this patron. You know, like see if there's some kind of.
All right, roll esoteric lore check, and I'll give you a +2 for using his
tome.
Yeah.
His book. 18.
18. Okay. Okay, so you're flipping through and you're looking through this his journal, and you find this one entry, very small thing. It's the only thing you can find, and talks about how the patron appreciates gifts of magical and strange items.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing that you really find.
Yeah. There's some conclusions that Regina's drawing, considering the situation. Okay. Yeah, so there's definitely some things that she's coming. Okay, so through this whole thing, so she will interact. Okay, she's gonna go now to try and interact with this thing.
Okay.
First, she is going to have like Richard probe as much as he can. Anything that she doesn't have to physically touch it to do.
First, we'll start with kind of like you ask Richard to pick it up, and he kind of like helps pick up this thing. And you see that it is just this lantern, stone lantern, and has a very long chain attached to it. But nothing seems to happen. You get close to it, and you do kind of like feel that it does give off a cold, like, sensation as you get closer to it, but you don't touch it. But you do kind of like, okay, it does have a little bit of a innate magic to it. It's a little bit cold. You listen to it, doesn't really necessarily have any noises coming from it.
Sure, like a magical equivalent to like a Geiger counter. Is there anything like that? Am I getting massive amounts of radiation?
You just toss it to Jasper, see what happens.
Can I like?
You don't have to worry about that at this point. I mean, you're so well along in age. At this point, you're just taking out the worst parts of
Yeah,
it.
there you go. That's
Way past children, so you don't even have to worry about that.
okay. So,
There are strange symbols on it, etched into it, created with it, some sort of language that you don't necessarily recognize. In fact, you probably would find, you could kind of identify that this is less about a language and more about a spell. Like some sort of spell has been etched into this device.
okay. Can I search through Kale's spell tomes to try and find any similarities to cross-reference it to see if this is any, just to find any common ground, see if it is spell script or something?
roll an arcane check.
Says no scholar, see what.
Says, speak, friend.
Um,
I say that you spend some time throughout the night staring at this thing while Richard rotates it around you, and you're looking up and you find some similar symbols and some, like advanced spellcraft books. And as you're looking through, you get the impression that this is an ancient device. It's not necessarily meant for light of a lantern. It definitely has this lantern-esque to it, but it doesn't want to be, it's not focused on light, but as much as detection magic.
Can I walk around the bilge holding it with mage hand to see if that interacts with the environment in any sort of way?
There's nothing that necessarily changes with it as it's being carried around. In fact, it seems very innate.
It doesn't emanate light
Not
naturally, it just has like
has a soft glow inside of it. It's not emanating any light. You can tell that it seems innate. And so if there was an on button, it needs to be pressed.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no on button. You've looked at it. There's no on.
But as if there should
Clearly
be.
on. Yeah,
As if
yeah.
there should be something that should.
Something activates
A battery like hold container, maybe like that off the lake.
You try turning it off and turning it back on.
The socket for an amulet to go in.
There you go.
There you go.
Is it a 120 volt amulet or a 240 volt amulet? Go down.
You know what? It's got the European.
Oh, that's the worst.
We need a converter. Okay. Okay. All right. So then she's going to try and figure out how to turn this thing on.
Okay.
That's it. So she's gonna.
Well, roll an arcane check.
12. Yeah, we're not.
Yeah, you're looking at it, and there's nothing that seems to be manipulated by magic that can turn it on.
Okay.
You can't find no words, no spell that turns it on.
Alright. Well, Richard. I think out of my. What do you think? Should I touch this thing? Oh. Oh.
He kind of moans in a way that reminds you of when he scorned you, but like, remember that time?
You know, I thought about wizards and everything, and I know Kale could be a pain sometimes, but I feel like we owe it to him to figure out this out. So. All right, well, let's see. All right, so she's gonna just hold her hands out and for like Richard to like drop it in.
Like this?
Like,
All right, and you release it, and it falls into your hands. Closing your eyes, and you feel that weight hit you. It seems to be a good solid dense item, and can like it carries weight to it. And as it hits you, almost you feel the sharp edges cut into your hand a little bit, you know, and just kind of like that. But and the metal feels cold, right? Cold to your touch. And then you open your eyes, and it kind of like pulses with this energy, and you can feel this connection with it, and almost like there needs to be a living connection with this thing. And you feel that if you envision this thing to activate, that it will activate.
She puts it down back in the crate. Okay.
Got a little cut on your hand.
Alright, that's good to know. Alright. I get some gloves. We got gloves. Alright, well, okay. Alright, well, let's try this out. So she's going to create an area in the village that's relatively safe.
Mm-hmm.
And is Grits doing anything?
Grits was in the galley. If you want, you could probably get up there and quickly grab Grits and like drag them. Grits,
Yeah, she'll do that. She'll go grab Grits. Honey, I need you in the kitchen. I need you downstairs. You ain't doing anything important right now, huh?
He's got pots. He's like scrubbing. No, not at all.
Okay. So she gets Grits down there, and she has him has like her tied to a rope around her, and then ties a rope around the chain on the lantern, and then rigged up so that he can pull them to separate us.
Okay, got
Something
it.
that needs to, if something happens and I can't let go of this thing or whatever, to just pull on them. Okay? All right, honey, you got it?
All right.
Okay. So it's like, so he's behind like a great wall with just like a slit worth of opening, with like a board, and he's got
He's
his
like
two
behind like a
rows.
radiation.
Yeah. I'm in there with the thing. That
There's
just
some
me and
real
the thing.
experimentations going on.
yeah.
I would have just grabbed him right up the bat and let
Yeah.
him do this.
Yeah, I don't know all this wizard stuff, honey. It's screwy. Turns out Kale was into some weird stuff. Okay, so we're gonna try to do this the right way, way that doesn't end up with me dead. All right, great. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
All right.
Sure.
No.
Okay, the practice
do
didn't
it.
go too well. Okay, put them both at the same time.
Oh yeah. We're like this. Not like okay.
All right, so she picks up the lantern
Okay.
and she. There's only one command that she can feel innately to give it, right? And that's
Yeah.
it. It's just a wake
Kinda like
command or whatever
wills it.
to will it.
It's almost like a second extension of her when she touches it.
Okay, yeah. So she will do that.
All right. You will it, and there's this feeling, this as energy releases from the lantern, and you look, and the lantern gives out this almost like this dull gray light that covers out about 20 feet. So it's covering the entirety of this village, and it covers this light. It almost makes it look like it dims the colors within this field of light coming out. And you look around, and you just see that it seems like everything normal. Maybe a little bit like a dim light comes from it. But you notice as you look closer that everything that exists in this space, there seems to be this pulsing from it. And you see these veins of multicolored essences flowing through, almost beating, as if every item had its own beat going a pulse as you see the ether, the essence of all reality pulsating beneath the surface of all matter within this bubble. And you see it, you can tell what it is, and there's so much happening. There's so much tiny, minuscule lines of multicolored different things flowing through. You see that you know that you're seeing the essence and the weaving of essence and the foundation of all the matter in this area. And you may not understand it all, but at least you can see it, and you can tell that there's also a glimmer amongst the air, as if the veil between realms is weakened.
Can I look into the amulet? Richard's amulet?
Yeah.
And what do I see?
You see a vast network of veins and ley lines of essence and magic just twisting all together. More bright and vibrant and complex than anything else in the room. You can tell from looking at this stuff that and the books lying on the ground, that if you spent enough time, not anytime soon, but if anyone spent enough time, they could probably pick out the individual strands of magic here, be able to identify magic and items and spells even through that.
It doesn't. I don't feel like it doesn't hurt. Does it cut my hand again?
It is sharp.
Okay.
The thing itself is just sharp. Like if you were to take this and smash it against someone, or take it and swung it.
Why would you make an item that hurts to hold? I don't know. I just don't get it.
Well,
You probably realize that you probably should be holding it by the chain.
yes.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not meant to be held by the man. But
It's like
chain's probably a better way of holding it.
Alright, she'll hold it by the chain.
Oh, okay, there you
She'll
go.
switch to chain stands.
Yes, you can hold it out and hold it around, and it moves around. You close, you feel that you can will it to. There's more commands when the light is when the gray light has been this other light has been shown that you can will it to do other sort of commands with it.
All right,
Game breaking stuff. That's it. That's all.
Okay, that's all it does. Oh, that's all. Grits, that's all it does. That's it.
Ah! He pulls you.
Right back.
Ah!
Lantern flies.
As soon as it leaves your grasp, everything just turns off.
Alright. Oh, Grits. How long was
I
that?
thought that was it. I thought that was the cue.
That's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, you can let go now. She's hanging.
Oh yeah, sorry.
She hits the ground.
I guess I didn't break the lantern then.
No. It hits the wall. It almost, you can see one of its spikes kind of embed in the wall, and it falls down on the ground. It doesn't even look scratched.
Go do this. 45. Okay.
What was that I saw?
Oh, did you see it too?
I saw it.
Yes, I think. Yeah, it's a weird lantern. It looks like. Hold on a second. So she goes and she grabs the lantern again, and she just brings it over.
Right.
She feels pretty comfortable. She like unties the rope and unties it from herself and puts it up on the thing. She's just looking at it. All right, so I don't think that there's necessarily anything weird about this, I guess. I mean, of course, it's a weird lantern, but didn't feel dark to me necessarily. I didn't get any dark vibes. I don't know. Did I find out where I think that this could have originated from? Like based on the script or maybe the architecture of the
You
item?
think that it's ancient?
It's just old.
Yeah.
That's all I can guess.
Some ancient form of spellcraft that
Script on it.
you haven't experienced in your lifetime.
There wasn't, like when you typically get a package, there's like a little business card.
Made by.
So like in the stuff of the container, there's not like a little card that
nothing in
says
there.
like
Is there warranty?
Titus's tiny trinkets or something like that on there.
No.
Emerald seed. Okay.
But you do pick up the lantern.
Okay. Is there anything
What was
else?
the business card? I was like, it's
It's
not
a
a warranty.
Is there anything in the crate?
Yeah, nothing else. That was it. It was
Okay.
just sitting there by itself, double locked underneath.
And
this.
when I had this thing open and was there anything weird about the crates in general?
Nope.
And there was no darkness underneath the hold, that anything weird that kind of like
No, nothing that you saw. No.
Oh yeah, that was another question. Do I know where Blackrock is?
You have that name. Now you know where to. Actually, now that you know where that name is, you know where to look on a map. And since you have recordings of when Destiny left and where its usual ports are, thanks to hobnobbing in Trenor before, and with knowing certain areas, knowing what type of ship it is, you can probably pinpoint the location of Destiny on the open sea.
I do feel weird just taking this thing that's the captain's.
What?
Taking his lantern. It's just like his, right? But I guess it will help us find him. So I guess I'll run with that.
You should probably go talk to the others too.
Yeah, Grits.
They might feel weird about
Could
it.
would you mind grabbing the others? I know that you've been.
Our hero's journey is never done.
I just want to thank you, Grits. Thank you. I know I really haven't been easy during this last day. And I appreciate you willing to help everybody. Okay, so for that reason, I'm gonna
Maybe you should
promote
eat
you
something.
to
too.
assistant to the regional manager of the Boghaven Satellite Edition. Okay, so
Wow, what an honor!
absolutely, it doesn't come with a raise. Don't expect more money.
Of course not. The title alone is worth it.
So thank you for that. I just wanted to thank you. Okay.
I'll go get them. And maybe I should get something for you to eat.
I ate some
Drink
ration.
something?
I had a ration last. I had some lunch last night that I had.
All right.
Yeah, if you want to get some water, don't get raw. I mean, just Nyland and just
Okay.
Kilo, if you wouldn't mind.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, now, bro, just Kilo or Nyland. Are you sure about Nyland?
No, I'm not. But
All right, I'll get her anyway.
her father,
She just
you know,
bosses me around.
I know.
And I'm the assistant manager to the regional manager of
Assistant
the
to
satellite
regional manager of
site.
Boghaven. Yes, of course. Again, thank you for dealing with me.
All right, I'll get them. Grits kind of runs over in his bed.
He puts on his hands.
And he finds you and Nyland. I mean, it's been I'd say that all this kind of happened was a mix of at night and in the morning.
During the day, yeah.
How much
So he
money
finds
did
you-
Nyland procure from board?
She didn't make it to board.
She didn't.
No, she's yeah. So does she eat breakfast first?
No, because she wanted to go target shoot with her bow. She was just going to use the dartboard.
Oh, the dartboard.
Great. All right.
She was just going to use the dartboard.
So you have this nice new bow,
Yeah.
right? It's this composite long bow, and you see that it holds your arrows back, gives it a little bit of strength to it, and the fires, that's going to deal more damage as well. It has this. It almost, if you take a moment to breathe, you could aim really well. And if you could use that, you can have a better opportunity at hitting your target when done that. You also know that when doing that, has a place to hold 2 arrows at once and fired at once. Mechanically speaking, that bow has a special ability that allows you to take 1 action to aim. If it is your hunted prey, it'll give you a +2 to attack your hunted prey till the end of the turn.
That's really good.
And there's another ability that allows you, if you want to fire 2 arrows instead of 1 at a time for hunted shot.
I do.
So when you do hunted shot, you can do 2 arrows, 1 roll, instead of 2 arrows, 2 separate rolls. And what that means is that you have the option to either do 2 shots and see which one hits, or 1 shot, hit or miss. Does it make sense?
She definitely wants to load 2 arrows and shoot it at the dartboard.
All right, so let's say you spend this moment and you hunt prey on the target of the dartboard.
Right the center.
Right in the center. Then you take aim for your second action, let's say.
Okay.
For your third action, you do a hunted shot, which is 2 shots for 1 action. So you have a 10, +1 is 11, +2 is 13.
And then I have a 6.
And you rolled a 6?
Yeah.
That's a 19. And you shot both arrows at once.
To go right in the center of the dartboard.
I have the target DC written down.
That's funny.
Because we were gonna have a
tournament.
Yeah. Okay. You rolled a 19 total?
Yeah.
All right, you take that moment, you breathe, and 2 arrows shoot out and completely miss the board.
What? Okay, well,
At this point, Grits comes running up. So wow. That was very good shot.
thank
If you were aiming at the wall. I am very impressed. Regina wants to talk to you. In the bilge, I'm going to get Kilo. Kilo sees Grits jacked up again. Kilo!
Grits, hold on a second. Jasper! Do you see this arrow in the wall next to my head? I would like to talk to your assistant regional manager for the satellite of the Boghaven. Right now.
That's me!
You!
You have to talk to my manager. Now come on!
I just assume that Jasper's always working.
Yeah.
He's
He's always-
an NPC. He's there all the time.
He's got like a little hammock in the corner.
He just really enjoys working in the kitchen. He's like one of those guys, you know. All right, so Kilo and Nylan come down and join Regina. And Regina, what are you doing when they come in?
She is using the lantern to try to detect any type of curses or any weird stuff. She's going through the whole village, double checking.
So you guys,
we walk in and see this.
Yeah, you jump down. In fact, once you jump down, you realize, or you see, that the village is being covered in this grayish, dim light that's almost affecting the color of the room, and you begin to see the tendrils of magic floating through everything. And you see that Regina is clearly holding up the lantern that everyone's fearful of.
God's woman, what have you done?
Kilo, honey, yes, we made a breakthrough. All right, look at this.
Wait. Was that in the crate?
Nylan? Yes, of course, yes. This was the lantern that was in the bottom crate, yes. Yes, it's a lantern that I think it does a couple things. It's really weird, but
My father sent a lantern?
I don't think this necessarily. This was not the one that had your father's crest on it. Not the one that had your father's. This was the other one.
It was in the same packing as my father's?
It was in this. Crates all. Crates are crates.
Well, these two were different than the rest, and they did look very
They
similar.
would look different from the rest. They were both together. Both of them were chained up. Not the one with the crest on it. The other one. Yes.
That
Okay.
was underneath it. Therefore, wouldn't it be my father's?
Therefore,
also?
this, that. Who's gonna
You
be?
remember?
We really don't know at
You
this
remember
point.
your letter that talked about the precious item.
Either way, now it somehow belongs to Regina.
Do you have
What?
something that gives you claim of this?
I
Wait,
believe I do.
I would like to know what is happening.
All right.
Why are we
I don't know
talking
why.
about ownership when the walls are glowing?
Watch this. Ready? Click, 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 click. She's talking. Click, 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 click.
Whoa.
Turns on.
Yeah.
I'm like
Kind of
poking at
lantern
the
that
like,
allows you to
tendrils
see
of the
into the
wall.
material through the material plane. It detects all sorts of weird stuff, but it also has an ability to look into, I guess, another dimension. I guess. To things ethereal to allow you to see things both invisible and incorporeal.
That sounds it's so specific.
I know, it's crazy.
The fact that you can just do that without some sort of special skill.
Well, actually, it is something you do have to activate it. It's a once a date. I feel like it'll take a while to reach out. 'Cause I already used it once in my in my findings, so I don't think I can emulate that again.
Your
for a
findings
while.
of paths. I love it. Anyway, what does it do?
All right, so incorporeal and invisible things. It seems to reveal them. It also seems to, peel back the first layer of all things mortal and material. Like, look at this crate here. You can see this different life strand. It's big. You can feel that. You feel that.
So wait, this crate is alive.
Oh, you feel that beat? Well, I don't think it's alive necessarily.
So I
but
hit
I
it with the
think
crowbar, and now I feel bad.
Nylan wants to run and get her blue fire and put it right next to the lamp to see if
that's actually
anything
a good idea.
Do you
happens.
not hold the blue fire on you at all times?
I mean, she does when she has her fanny pack on. I guess she would have her fanny pack on. So yeah, Nylan wants to put her blue fire right next to the lamp.
All
and
right,
see
so
what happens.
When you hold it up, the blue fire does react to it.
What does it do?
First, it kind of like jumps back against the jar, and then it kind of like comes forward against the jar towards it, and it seems almost like aggressive towards this item.
Can I open the? I want to open the lid to let it out.
Oh my god!
All right, here we go.
So as soon as you let it out, the flame just jumps out of the jar and envelops the lantern immediately. Just it's complete, and then gets sucked in to the lantern. And then all of a sudden, you see this. Before the lantern was glowing with an orange dim light, you see it just. And then all of a sudden, this blue sprouts from it. And the lantern itself almost gives a new life to it and begins to glow with the eternal flame inside of it.
Can I touch the lantern right in the center?
And as you're holding it,
Is it
I mean-
on still?
Does it change
Yeah,
the
no.
colors or anything?
it doesn't. So as soon as that happens, the light comes from a dim light into a bright light. And almost as like if you weren't in a bilge, would extend even farther.
I want to touch the lantern, right where my blue fire went.
You go, and you just kind of hit it. Go, ow! It's like solid.
It's
I
a
like
laser.
break a nail.
And it's sharp,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah. And honey,
And
it's heavy. It's hot.
Wow. Man, so all your book reading led to this.
Yes. Well, no. Yes and no.
now
All I
you
have to do
realize,
is touch it.
Oh, wait.
as you're holding it, you're still connected to this item. There's still this sense that's an extension for you, but it's changed in a way. Before, it felt cold to the touch, and it felt like it drained. But now it's given new life. And I'm actually going to ask you to give me those cards back.
Are you serious?
Oh.
How did you?
I have to be prepared at all times.
Insane.
Most of my job exists in going, okay, what are they going to do? What are they going to do with this? What's the weirdest thing that's going to happen? I know, she's going to hit it with her flame.
You did so good.
Sarah's going to be so proud.
I would like to shoot her with my gun.
It absorbs it. Now it's a gun.
I should have tried my arrows. Oh.
Put everything on this.
It's got gilded wings.
No, it still looks the same. It's still hard structure. It's still jagged, but it's given a new life. It's brighter. It has a blue glow from it.
Can I try to call a teeny bit of my fire back into the thing since I was connected to the fire?
You try, and nothing seems to come out. The flame is now enveloped inside this lantern. I'm going to need that card back.
Yeah, I figured. So I can't.
You can have the jar. You can keep the jar.
If you want, you can have the jar. If you don't want,
it'll make me think that I still have my blue fire.
I for one am glad that that blue fire's
Dang
not
it!
the jar anymore.
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like that's
more
kind of
annoying
like,
than anything else.
Yeah, giving you like a nuke that you just had. That eventually one day would eventually end up.
I'm going to do it. They're going to use it.
Yeah.
Good job, Lindy. You did it.
Thanks, Davey. Good job.
You did it. Thanks.
He puts a castle in front of me. He asks me to go.
That's exactly what Renor was all about.
All right, well that's weird. He hasn't done that before.
When you turn it on, the new bright light that comes, you still see the same things. It still has the same function. But now, as you're feeling it, you almost feel this warmth and life emanate from it. And you realize if you cast a heal spell within this light, it's going to be enhanced. So at that point, with this lantern that's now been acquired by the group, Regina's holding it. It's now has been changed entirely by the eternal flame now shining out. We will end there. Thank you, travelers, for watching and joining us on our quest today. If you want to see more adventures by us, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. And remember to toss the dice and let them fall where they may. Until our paths cross again, thank you and have a good night.
Once again, this is my lens, and now it has her flame.
And now, you enjoy to go to that
2 hours.
Mine and belongs to me and stuff like
It's
that.
light elf
I like how you-
privilege.
It's not.
It is. It's light elf privilege. That is right.